What's up, guys? Welcome to Levy and Becker Health. Today I'm going to be showing you my powerhouse of a glass container of baked oatmeal that I eat for breakfast and sometimes even just for a snack. What I've got here for you keeps me full for over 5 hours, and it is very close to 100 grams of protein with everything I'm about to show you later on.
Back and I'm better than ever.
Let's start with the oats. The oats right here, you see Bob's Red Mill organic old-fashioned roll oats, and it's also gluten-free. The nutritional facts behind here: for half a cup you can get total of 190 calories. You get 5 grams of fiber, includes 0 grams of sugar, protein is 6 grams, and 3 grams of fat. For this recipe, I use 6 cups of oats, which gives me 12 servings. And within that serving, I cut all of this into 12 little squares, but it actually comes out to being equaling 6 servings because I am actually eating 2 squares, and that's for 6 days. And that equals the 6 cups of oats. From there, I get 12 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber, 66 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of fat, in total equaling 380 calories overall. Right here, I'm on my app called Samsung Food, and I'm gonna show you all the ingredients that go into this container right here. And the ingredients right here. I have the 6 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats, 2.5 cups of milk, and that is gonna be oat milk is what I use, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons sea salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 6 eggs, 1 cup of plain yogurt, half cup of chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 6 drips of vanilla extract. Okay. And then down here you see the serving, and that's what I'm serving it or eating it with, or the banana, yogurt, peanut butter, eggs, and bacon, but sausage for today. You already see everything's in here. What I do is soak the oatmeal with the milk in the fridge for 8+ hours or just overnight, depending on how much time you've got. So I do that first, and the reason I soak the oatmeal is that it's better on digestion, and it releases this phytic acid from the oats, and so it's just easier to digest and gut friendly. So that's why I do that. But right now I'm gonna put all these ingredients in here and then just talk to you about why I'm putting them and what they are, like I just read here. So the first, it doesn't matter which order, but the first thing I'm gonna start out with is the baking powder here. Okay, the teaspoon's okay now. I'm gonna put 3 teaspoons baking powder, and of course that allows it to rise. I'm gonna spread it out here. Okay, gonna close that. And now let's put the oil. So 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and there's different oils you can use, but I just use olive oil here, extra virgin. I'm gonna just spread it. And the olive oil is basically just to prevent the oats from sticking to the pan. And I'm just gonna mix it in. And usually you might get some recipes that says make sure you cover all over the pan, but I just like it doing it this way and it comes out just fine. And then the next one here, let's do the cinnamon. And the cinnamon is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm gonna do the same thing, measuring everything out just so it's accurate here. Nope, not coming out very clean. Okay, that'll do that. It's not too sugary. Okay, that's good enough. Not trying to overload it because cinnamon is pretty strong. Could have just scooped it out of this, but that's fine. Okay, well, we got that. Now let's do, so 2 teaspoons of sea salt. I honestly just ran out of salt, but I did put salt, a little bit of salt in the oats when I was letting it soak, so I do have that already. And then let's do the eggs. I'm just cracking 6 eggs in here. You can think of this as making a cake, pretty close. And the oat that I put in here as well was pretty creamy, so that gives it that creamy texture, which I really like. I'm not cracking this egg very well. If some of y'all about your health, you can tell these eggs aren't the best eggs because of how yellow they are. The more orange eggs are the better ones, so you might be calling me out on this one, I know. I know my egg cracking skills today are not going very well. All right, so now 2 teaspoon eggs, yogurt, 1 cup of plain yogurt that also allows that very creamy texture and softness to it. And that's 1 cup right here, and I'm just gonna dump it in. Okay, I'm just gonna use this to scoop it all out. Let's do the honey. 2 tablespoons of honey. I currently also ran out of honey, but instead I'm using, here is sugar, brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar with 2 teaspoons of water, and that allows it to have that same texture as the honey. I wanted to say honey is sweeter than sugar, and so to allow it to have that wetness, I put a little bit of water in here, so that's why it looks like this. And I'm just gonna put it here. And again, if you make this recipe enough, you just decide on how much sweetness you really want. And my finger, I did wash my hands, so I'm just gonna finish it like this with my finger. Okay, got that. Now, 6 drips of vanilla extract. I did not come prepared, I'm sorry, but I also ran out of vanilla extract, and I do not have that. But my next thing here, okay, actually no, before I go to this one, I don't have this on the recipe, and that's because other people see this recipe as well, so I don't want to mess it up. But what I will do, this is coconut flakes. I love coconut, so what I'll do is just sprinkle a little bit of coconut flake on here because I like that texture and that feel when I'm eating it. Just a little bit, not too much, but that's probably enough. Half a cup of chocolate chips, and again, that is adding a little bit of sweetness and texture, and who doesn't love chocolate? So a little bit of chocolate in this, perfect. That is all. Let me just double check here. Got the yogurt, the beep, the blop, the boop, the chop, milk, cups, boom. And now all I'm gonna do is kind of mix everything a little bit up here so it's all mixed in. Especially the cinnamon. You don't want the cinnamon to just stick in one place. So I'm kind of just spreading it out right now on the top and then mixing it all together. All right, that's ready. And I'm gonna, oh, look at that, so creamy. Bring you guys a little bit closer here. All right, let me finish mixing it up here for you. So I'm gonna mix it all pretty well here, fold it all together, and let everything mix, and so nothing is sitting on top. I can smell it. It is, and matter of fact, I haven't done it before like this, but you can probably just put this all in a little container and eat it separately without having to bake it. But I do love baking it, and I'm not always eating oatmeal baked either. There's different ways I make it, and I will definitely be showing you guys that later in some other videos of how I would eat it. But this would be perfectly fine on its own like this, to be honest with you, and just put some more milk or yogurt in here. And the yogurt, I did not say, is Greek yogurt, just plain old Greek yogurt with no added sugar. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is fold in the chocolate chips because I didn't want to mix it all too much. I am outside, so it's a little warm, so that's why they're a little bit warm right now, or melting a little. So I have to be careful to not mix it too much. They're gonna melt in the oven anyway, so. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, yes?
Hey, that stuff's done. If you want to take a bowl, go ahead.
Oh, sure, I'll try. Thanks. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, that's my roommate. He's offering me some food. Okay, I'm making food. I'm definitely gonna have him try this. I keep telling him I would. So it'll be done today. And I'm gonna shake it up to let everything be nicely settled. Give it a little shake. Yep, it's all flat. I'm gonna make sure everything is up in the bottom. Well guys, shout out to mi madre, cause I don't know where she found this recipe, but I just remember when I was really young, she made it, and that's how I became in love with it. I don't know if she doesn't obviously or did put all of this stuff in it. Maybe she liked 2 things she didn't put in it, which I'm putting right now. But obviously, if you're making this, do your own substitution. Whether you put banana on there instead of the chocolate chips, or you put both, or whatever you want. You can make it into your own thing. So that's what I'm doing. And this is gonna go in the oven at 350. And then, but you can go at 375 if you like, but the difference between going with a lower temperature is that you're keeping everything a little bit more soft. And I'm gonna leave it in the oven uncovered for 30 minutes. And we're gonna go do that, and then I will come back and show you everything else I eat with it to equal that 100 grams of protein. Oh yeah. Baked oatmeal, right? Okay,
you
so
blend it all together
one it is done. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. Everybody in the house probably like, who's cooking? They always know when I'm cooking. Now what I have to do is let it rest for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes until it cools down. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. 30 to 35 minutes, it's done. And of course, like I was saying earlier, I took a dry toothpick, put it in the center, and if it comes out clean, it's done. Or if it's just golden on the edges or in the middle, at the top, then it's good and ready to go. And you have to let it sit for a few minutes to let everything settle, so it's good and ready to be cut into. Now, here's the big show. This is what it looks like. First off, cutting. This is all of it. I cut it into 12 squares. So 12 squares are in here. I did not do that perfect of a job making sure all of them are even, but I tried my best. This one side's a little bit too big. 2 squares for my first breakfast meal. Each square is 1 cup of oats. And that's where I get that 12 grams of protein. Plus, I will get 12 grams plus due to all the other ingredients that I had added on here earlier. So that's how you will think about that situation. And be more prepared, because I'm about to get into more detail here. On the package, half a cup was 6 grams of protein. Double that, that's 12. Now I'm eating 2 of these. Now I double that, that is 24 grams. Plus add more of whatever amount of protein was all in the other ingredients. That's a little bit above 12. Oh, 24 grams, right? That's about 28, I think, around there. If I'm correct, yeah, I think that was about 28 grams if I calculate specifically. But I'll show you guys, because I got everything on my notes here to show you. So that's it. Now, this isn't all I eat. I now then eat a protein shake. Right after I get done working out, I'm eating this meal. And I'm gonna do this everything right now for y'all. So this is what I first wanted you guys to see, is the oatmeal. Now I'm gonna serve it up in this plate. I'm gonna go with like a small and then a big. And again, that oil I added in, look, this comes out clean. See, I can just grab it just like this. Cut it like that. And this is it. It's nice and warm still. Little, not too hot, but cool enough. You can see the chocolate chip in between. Gonna put it right there. And it is clean in the bottom of this glass container right now. And by the way, you don't have to use a glass container of this kind. You can use specifically whatever you want or whatever will work. Most likely anything will work. So my 2 pieces of oatmeal, 1 whole banana. This banana is huge. It is humongous. 1 cup of yogurt. And let me show you the next thing here. I'm gonna just serve everything here and then talk. 1 apple sausage right here. This is 1 apple sausage. I'm gonna put on the side. And then 1 hard-boiled egg. Then let me just tell you guys a little bit more. And within this, I will have 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and I'll put it on each. So each piece gets 1 tablespoon, so 2. This is actually a crunchy almond butter, which I just decided I wanted to try. But if you guys know, I usually get peanut butter. But if you guys know your stuff and you're really into health like me, you will tell yourself or will know that this almond butter is not the best. And just to keep it short, it's very small ingredients, which is fine. It's 2 ingredients and the nutrition is actually fair. But the reason this may or may not be good is because it has almonds and palm oil. Palm oil is not known to be very good because of the processing. If it's expeller press or cold press, then that's good. But if it's not one of those 2 things, palm oil is usually not recommended. But I'm gonna eat this and that's okay. And it only has 2 ingredients. It doesn't have any added total sugars, 1 grams and 0 grams of added sugar. So nutritional value is pretty good. So that's what I just want to say about this one. So I'm not gonna put it on here because I'm not eating this right now. That's what I would put on top of here. And I would also put a tablespoon of a tablespoon of Kerrygold butter for some extra fat and flavor on this. And if I wanted, I could also add a little bit of syrup or honey on top of it to make it a little bit easier to eat. And of course, the most important thing I did was the letting it sit overnight so it can be an easier digestion and it's gut friendly. So that's key for that. Now, for breakfast, I am usually eating 2 eggs for breakfast. The reason I only have 1 egg here is because I already have 1 egg in each of these already. 13 grams of protein right here, this 1 apple sausage link. And what I obviously will do to make things very nicely is I'm gonna cut the banana, and I always have a banana with my breakfast. Either I put the banana in a blender and blend the protein powder and this together, or I just eat it alone, just depending on the protein powder I have. But let me talk about this in a little bit. Just cut this like that into the yogurt, and that's what you can do. Cut it into the yogurt. Okay, bananas cut into the yogurt if you would like to eat it like that. And guess what? You could mix your peanut butter or butter into this and mix everything in all at once if you like, to keep it simple. The way I found the amount of macros that I have in front of me to the T is because of MyFitnessPal. I use MyFitnessPal to track everything you see here. And I've already done a calculation, and you'll see here on the nutritional facts, and you could see all the ingredients that I have here. So of course I told you this is the protein shake. This is a Flav City protein shake right here is what I have, and it's 25 grams of protein. and I have creatine in here as well. So I have the 12 tablespoons of peanut butter, and what you see here is in the calculation for everything, all mixed in one. And then this whole entire thing and this whole entire recipe you see here serves 6. As you see the number 6 on top here, it serves 6 people. And then per person is the nutritional value. And as you can tell, there is a lot of calories in this. 1,661 calories in total. And the main things I'm gonna look at here, total carbohydrates is 149 grams. Dietary fiber is most important. That's why I like a baked oatmeal in general. It has a lot of fiber, which keeps you full for a long period of time. So if you're somebody that don't want or don't have time to be eating constantly and you wanna just go about your day and not worry about food, this is very good. Oatmeal, complex carbohydrates have a lot of fiber in them. That's key. I need to put this away because there's too much bugs here bothering me. The next thing is protein. 89 grams of protein. I promise you that's just about 89 grams. It'll be like 89 to 95, somewhere around there. If we were to be super accurate, which we are pretty accurate because these are the exact things I actually calculated into MyFitnessPal here to give me the right amount of protein. If you're not somebody that tracks your macros and you start tracking it, you will find out that it is very hard to actually get the right amount of protein intake. You can get a lot of calories just eating simple carbohydrates and nonsense food that has no nutritional value. But if you start tracking, you'll come to find out it's very hard. So to be able to get 89 grams of protein in all of this is pretty good, and I enjoy that, and that's why I like eating this plate. The dietary fiber is 15 grams, 57 grams of sugar, which is okay, and plus the banana, the brown sugar, chocolate chips, those are what have the sugar in them, and that's okay. I will have this stuff in my description for you to take a look at. You see, this is what the baked oatmeal actually looks like the first time I made it, so it looks really good. So this is what it looks like. I have a community page where I post all my meals here, and I'm gonna give you guys a sweet little peek here. This here is all my meals I've made. This stuff, I love this plate. I'm gonna have to make it again and talk about it. This one, the Mediterranean baked sweet potato. Ooh, I like this, y'all. I like this one. So this is what I do. I missed, it was a little bit long. I didn't expect to make it that long. I just thought it was gonna be quick. But hey, this is what I do. This is what I eat. This is just one of my breakfast meals that I eat. And I do have many different recipes that I make for breakfast, aside from just oatmeal too. So I have other things I consume. And again, and I didn't mention why it's important for me to get the amount of protein that I get. Either carbohydrates, protein, fat. Those are one of my main 3 important macros, part of my macro intake. Okay, so the reason for me, I am 160 to 165 pounds, and my goal is to get pretty close. 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per body weight is like the goal if you want to build muscle and maintain muscle. So that's why it's important for me to make sure I get the right amount of protein. And that was just only breakfast. So for lunch and dinner, my goal is to try to get pretty close to that 160 mark of protein. So I'm already at 89. So comes lunch, dinner, comes next. And now if you do the math, I should try and get 30 grams of protein or so for lunch and dinner to kind of reach close to my goal. That's it there, guys. That is it. Anything else I want to say? Well, if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm willing to share my opinion. I don't really have anything put together right now, depending on when you're gonna see this video. But that's how I do it. That's how I do it. But always remember to stay healthy. I'm eating this tomorrow. I'm gonna put everything back, eat it tomorrow, and it will be good. Boom. Peace.